Hey YouTube, what's going on? Craig Gibson here for Sons of Liberty, and today we're going to be talking about tourniquets. Alright, so there's a lot of different tourniquets on the market. You've got your RATS tourniquets, your SWAT tees, your soft tees, your CATs, your TMTs by Combat Medical. You've got your XTs by Sam Medical, and then you've got there's a few other reputable brands out there. Then you've got the market flooded with a bunch of who knows where it's made, usually China, who it's made by, no clue, products out there. And people are, thinking they're doing the right thing. They're buying them off of Amazon and eBay and that, but they don't really know what they're getting. And when it comes to a product that can save a life, you don't want to have to second guess if that product's actually going to work, or find out in the most inconvenient time that it didn't work. Okay, so let's start with this first one here. So this is a version of the CAT tourniquet. As you can see, it's got the white time tab. It's got the windlass. Got the red pull tab indicator. It's got the little C channel for the windlass to sit in. And other than that, there is no distinguishing markings on this tourniquet at all. I have no idea when I got it, why I got it, or where I got it. Probably bought it just for this purpose. Okay, and then our second tourniquet, and I don't know if you can really see it on camera right now. So we've got the gray time tab. Again, we've got the windlass. And I don't know that you can really see the difference in that windlass. Again, we've got that C channel and the red tab. Okay. So, for the most part, they kind of look the same, right? Until we get to this part, where you can see that it is a actual North American Rescue CAT tourniquet, or combat application tourniquet. Why does that matter? I'm about to show you. So these tourniquets first come out in 2005, or were sent out to the Army after different combat-related injuries that led to death that didn't necessarily need to, or led to other medical issues that maybe it didn't need to. So they had to find a better way. For a long time, people were saying, don't use a tourniquet. Don't use a tourniquet, ever. Or very limited. Well, great, but they're proving every day that these tourniquets do save lives. They do not unnecessarily cause amputations, as previously thought. A lot of those amputations were actually the result of the injury itself, not a tourniquet. I shouldn't even say this one because this wasn't even in existence yet. But tourniquets in general. The longer you leave a tourniquet on, yes, the more tissue and vascular damage there's going to be. So, for the civilian market, they say no more than 2 hours on a tourniquet. In combat, it's like 4 hours. Of course, in combat, you have a lot. You will usually have a longer distance to get to a higher facility of care. Now, the average time here in America to a hospital is 4 to 34 minutes. Yeah, your areas, this number does not take into account road conditions due to weather, traffic, road work. So in some areas, you may be able to realistically double that number. And if it normally takes you 34 minutes, it's going to take you a little over an hour. So you're still good with a tourniquet. Uh, and that doesn't take into consideration you're up in a mountain, on the mountain somewhere, you get severely injured, you've got to wait for a rescue to come in, wait to be helicoptered out, and then make it to a hospital. So, realistically, through actual trial in combat situations, 2 to 4 hours, but civilian market, 2 hours. Why do you need a tourniquet? Well, there's a huge number of reasons you would need a tourniquet. Simple accident at work. Well, not so simple. Where you've got arterial bleeding from an extremity. You've got an extremity amputation. Um, Accidental gunshot wounds. Just had a guy not too long ago in another county close by here accidentally shot himself, hit the femoral artery, did not have a cat. When the police got there, they immediately put the cats on, but unfortunately the man did not survive. Now, I don't know what the response time was for the police, but typically, and a lot of this is based off of either long distances, you got an ambulance that has to travel a long distance across the county to the accident scene, or in a city where you got traffic issues. Typical response time for emergency services is about 15 minutes, 19.2 seconds. The time to bleed out from an arterial wound from, in the arm or the leg, femoral, brachial arteries, is about 2 to 3 minutes. So, 15-minute response time, you've got 2 to 3 minutes before you're dead, you're gone. That math doesn't add up. So, that is a reason you should keep a cat with you, at least one, at least for yourself. Now, of course, there's been mass shootings and there's been stabbing incidents and that where cats could have been deployed, may or may not have saved lives, without being at that situation, without seeing the extent of the injuries and whether there was more than just an arterial bleed. It's hard to say. But again, they've proven to save lives, in places like Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Africa, Libya. Okay, so back to the tourniquets. So this one, as I said, I have no idea when, where, or how I got it. Just looking at it, it looks cheap. Okay, it was probably one of those $10 Chinese-made ones. So, just to get an idea of how cheap this really is. And when you keep your tourniquet either in your IFAC or wherever you're going to keep it, it's a good idea to keep that dog-eared, the time stamp. And the reason is, if you got your hands covered in blood from doing an assessment or you're bleeding yourself, or you've got gloves on and you're doing an assessment on somebody else, you got blood covered, adrenaline's pumping, you might have an issue getting that, where when you dog ear it, you can just pop it. Okay, so now the nice thing about a cat, they are designed for self-care or buddy care. You can do it one-handed. Now this, okay, I'm not going to tighten this all the way. Man, all right, feels very flimsy. It's kind of a pain to get in that channel there. And then you want to give this a half turn and you can't really give that a half turn to lock it in there. So now you try to do your timestamp and it's not got a good grip. It's going to come loose. That windlass can come popping out of there. Of course, if you leave your tag just hanging like this, now it's going to catch on everything. It's going to come undone, and everything you've just done to try to save this person's life is now void because now it's not stopping anything. Material is thinner than the cat. It's just really cheap. I mean, even the stitching is horrible. I mean, I can see through the two layers where the internal ribbon is supposed to run from the tip to the windlass. That's what causes your compression when you turn that. All right, very cheap. Now we're going to do the actual cat brand, or the North American Rescue brand cat tourniquet. And no, I'm not tightening these all the way down. Okay, so we'll stop shy. So easy. Give it a half turn. Put that under the other channel. Now you got good timestamp seal. Your windlass is in place. Your tag here is not going to catch on everything. You can easily reassess as need be to make sure that everything's still in place, it's still got the right pressure, and it's still controlling the bleeding. The two reasons I didn't really tighten that down is, number one, they hurt. They do hurt. Number two, while these are extremely well made, they are made by humans and machines. They can fail. Cat has less chance of failing, however, than some unknown off-the-wall brand. Something else to look for when you're getting a tourniquet to know if you're truly getting the real deal on the windlass. It's going to be stamped cat, especially on this Gen 7, both sides. The back here has the cat information. The buckle is stamped cat. Okay, so these I would definitely recommend carrying. You never know when you're going to be thrust into that situation where you may actually need one of these. Spend the extra money. You can find them anywhere from about $25 to $30, brand new in the package. Every once in a while, and if you really absolutely must, you can actually get surplus ones still in the package. They've never been deployed. Military overbought. They've been sitting in a warehouse. Sometimes you can find them for as low as $10. But either way, spend the extra money. Whether it's CAT, Soft T, XT, TMT, you're going to spend about the same amount. I think the most I've seen one of them go for is about $35 to $39, and that was either the Soft T or the XT, or possibly both. Rats, tourniquets, it's a preference thing. If you prefer that style, go for it. I personally don't. Rats. Oh, SWAT T. That's the other one. Yeah, just the giant physical therapy band is what it is, really. Great compression, dressing, great for holding the splint in place to stop bleeding. I don't see it, and thankfully I'm not the only one that feels that way. So guys, go out, learn how to use the CAT, learn how to use the hemostatic agents. I will tell you, you've got Quick Clot, Celox, and several others out there. And as far as I know, Celox is still the only hemostatic agent out there that you can use on a patient who is on blood thinners, and it will actually work. So Celox, or hemostatic agents. Nasal airways. They're safe enough for a civilian to use if taught properly. Same with CAT, same with bandages. Having an IFAC is not a bad thing, even for a civilian, because you never know. It could be an auto accident, it could be mass shooting, it could be an accident at work, on the farm, hunting, out at the range. I don't recommend buying these military-grade IFACs because they're going to come with a lot of things in them that you don't know how to use, and the consequences of using it incorrectly can be deadly. So, go out, learn, take a class. Even if it's not a certification class, go out, take a class, learn. Because it may save you, it may save a loved one. And at the end of the day, that's what matters, right? Saving a life. So, all right, guys, we will actually be having a class. Uh, we will get that up on the schedule as soon as I figure out exactly when. And we'll have some of the training versions of the cat tourniquets. That way people can kind of get a better idea of how to use them and what they feel like. Sometimes the best way to know what a patient is going through is to have been through it yourself. So we will get that posted on the website as soon as that's available. And this will not be a certification course. We are not going to teach you anything that the average normal first aid person would know. Not going to teach you anything to put you above and beyond your training. Right? It's not about being a hero. It's just about being able to do what needs to be done to save a life. So anyway, get trained, get some equipment, learn how to use it, practice using it, and keep prepping. All right, guys. Craig Gibson for Sons of Liberty, and we will talk to you later.